Hello. Wait, why is the hold on, did I not? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Why is oh because I no music is playing that why. Durr. But yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And once again, for the second time. We're back for more. We played last night. We're gonna play this night because we're almost done with the first game. I don't know if I explained that when it started, but this is two games. The Great Ace Attorney 1 and 2. But this collection is called the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Because as you know, there's only two games. So we're on the last case of the first game. And if by any chance we finish this stream and there's still like time left, we may actually, well, honestly, probably not. Because I feel like it's gonna take a good bit to get maybe like about three or so odd hours to beat the game, maybe even 4. But yeah, I doubt I would want to continue to the next game in the same stream. But we'll see. Let's continue. We're in the trial. Yeah, it's really interestingly enough, we're in the trial already, and we already seen on our first cross-examination. So I can just screen small hours. Yeah, door was ajar. See? Yeah. We was just walking down Baker Street in the small hours, and the gas door was ajar. See? It was like some kind of sign begging for us to go in. It was. I don't. Once we got inside, oh blimey lummy, we heard a gunshot from the back room. We went to see what was up, but the door was locked on the inside. We never done nothing. We got up. We never did nothing. We just left it nice and quiet. Hold it! You didn't do or take anything? Is that your story? Well, it was bedlam as soon as, weren't it? It was Nash. It was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out of me lucky lockets. No, so no time to take your hands out of your pockets. You just left nice and quietly, you say? That's right, Governor. Nothing we ate more than violence. Peace-loving nibblers we are, not bludgers. We are, Nash. We are. Never even pulled me dukes out me locket. Lucy lockets. So you clearly like us to believe. Yeah? Come again? As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person? Things a lie. They fired a gun, you say? Ah! Blimey, Governor. You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway. It was. Why the bleeding Nora? Didn't you mention that before? You were armed with a gun. As you fled the scene, you fired that gun at London's greatest detective, Sherlock Sholmes. They shot the great Mr. Sholmes? I did hear that, actually. There was a rumor he'd been rushed to the hospital. The great Sholmes? That's beyond the pale. On the night in question, this pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. He. And when you searched, the firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of a shot having been fired from it. So we're just gonna let them say that without saying anything? The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm removed from these brothers. Yes. So he wasn't gonna. Okay. Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, counsel. The court will hold this weapon as evidence. Now, my learned Nipponi's friend. Hold on, I'm gonna let me check out that gun. This is Mr. Winterbeck. This keeps his gun on hand on his shop. Wait, what? Yes, but only ever with a single bullet in his hand. So, this is ammunition still loaded in 5 of this revolver, 6 cylinders. Yes, which tells us that only a single shot has been fired from it. The bullet that hit Hurley in the back, isn't it? Yes, it happened almost as soon as we walked in the Winterbank store. Well, assuming, but that's going to be the $1,000,000 question. Did he get shot? Because I already have a working theory of what happened. I'm alerted on these, friend. Yes? Here's to your successfully presented the evidence. For yes, there are telltale signs of spent gunpowder on this gun, and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. The prosecutors demand evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial. I can prove it. Well, I don't need evidence because I was there.
Objection.
Yes, you do. However, the rest of us in this court were not. If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of its rash claim, we shall have no choice but to toast your incompetence and move on. Evidence that these two fired a gun before they went to bags that night. The court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. What evidence shows that this witness is unloaded with firearms? Do we have the thing? I don't think we have that. I don't. Yeah, I think I might have jumped the gun on this one. I don't think we have that evidence. We have evidence now. I know what it is. Oh, hold on. Let me examine. Is this the thing? No. It's the. No. This is the. This is the big Gilded case. Tom Burke repairs assistant big first Portland. How often? Virginia, I mean. Tomorrow's headline would be started. Countless do-gooder, right? Yes, something like that. If possible, I'd like to go even bigger. Bigger? How? Trial picks up their pockets. Protects planet post-trial. Perhaps protects planet. Ooh, I can't wait for tomorrow now. It's going to be so great. Wonder if we can get some. There's a sensational story lower down from the front page as well. Look, Ministry Bowl classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. For a 10-year-old, Iris certainly has her finger on the pulse of world news. If a secret community with Great Britain and its allies, apparently they're being by hostilely. Communications are being intercepted, but how would somebody be doing that? That's the question, isn't it? I come up with 3 possible methods. For you, Bruno? No, of course not. I wonder. Yes, it could be, and it could be breaks running for the post at the moment. Okay, no, that's not it. So hold on. Uh-oh, I'm drawing a blank already. Oh, there you go. Okay, it's in here. It's okay, so we do have a picture of it. It's this.
Take that.
The evidence is in this portfolio. What on earth have you there, counsel? During the course. Okay, I forgot about that. I'm like, was there a picture of that in there? I knew it was the date thingy, but we didn't know. If I didn't see it in there, I'm like, oh, we didn't take that, did we? During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains. Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do? How arrogantly Nepo needs of you. But, well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the test results in this portfolio. And you claim to have the evidence to report the demanding therein? Yes, my lord. Now more dallying then, counsel. Present the pertinent evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves that these witnesses unloaded the firearm at the scene? This further.
Take that!
What is that? Explain. It's a photo print taken at Winterberg's pawnbroker on the day of the incident, or the scene of the crime. Is it? Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears a bullet is still lodged in there. So I have to remember there's some evidence in there too. As your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Winterback's calendar. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight, but this indicates a separate shot had been fired after the calendar had been sent to the 16th. Yeah, that's right. And while it isn't irrefutable, defense believes this is credible evidence that the witness did fire rounds with their gun in the pawnbrokers that night. Nah. Order. How does the prosecution stand, Lord Van Zeeks? Yeah, he'll say, yeah, they did. He's like, oh yeah, they did. We agree. If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection, because he has no problem with it, because we won't be able to say later that, oh, they're the ones who shot. They're the ones who shot Gina. I mean, not Gina, Mr. Winterbank. Because like, well, you just said that they shot that gun at the sign, and their bullet only has one shot fired. Their pistol only has fired with a single shot. So what? Or he's about to say, but you'll forgive me for flinging my hollow chalice aside in disgust at the repugnancy it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally, and like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street. Take it easy there, Governor. You're gonna land us in the soup. We had a deal. You weren't gonna get into that in details. Tell him, Sulky. Set the book straight. I have nothing to add. So he knew, did he? Van Zeeks knew the terror test would almost certainly expose the extent of their crime. But that doesn't matter. We're not what we're here for. It would seem now that I owe my learned Nipponese friend a word of gratitude. What do you mean? What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact. Oh, so here he is about to say what I just... To what fact do you refer, Lord Van Zeeks? As has been established at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brother's gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes, well, no, it didn't, because if it found it was in Mr. Sholmes, he wouldn't. Clearly, the witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting that of the proprietor and the victim. In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Winterbank at all. So that's it. That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it. We didn't, Nash. We didn't. That's what I reckon. Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and let us not forget, attempted murder. Quite a catalog, eh, fellas? We're in it for it now, bruv. I don't think they were saying bruv back then, to be honest, but now then. Let's take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It would seem the man patronized the pawnbrokers and questions somewhat regularly. Where's he going with this? Mr. Sholmes appeared to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery. Eccentric? Says who? Not me. Don't give me that look. He installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop. Oh, that's one of Hurley's red-headed recorders. Yes, he explained it. What is that, Counsel? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption. As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device. Every half hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed. If he takes... Yeah, but the big problem is 30 minutes is kind of a big interval. Hmm. The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question. 8:30. 9:30. Court will observe copious identical prints are producing quite desultory, desultory fashion. Hold on, wait. I should be doing that before. Desultory. Okay. Hold on, let's hear it.
Desultory.
Desultory. Okay, desultory. That was loud. Sorry. If that was loud, sorry. Desultory. In desultory fashion. Can we have those, please? I'm rather prodigal, I feel. Prodigal, I feel. Not prodigal, it's prodigal. In fact, there are two such devices in the shop, my lord. Yeah, you know, but there's one to the entrance. I think one at the front door. If I may refer to the court, if I may refer the court to the plan of the premises, their respective positions are here and here. Yeah. You say these cameras produce a print every half hour. I'm afraid I fail to see how that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals. One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witness is currently in the stand were not caught on camera. That's a bit of a fire truck, eh, bro? Lady Luck loves a skulking. Witnesses, at what time did your trespassing begin? Must have been just after 1. Right, bro? Yeah, so that means, so if it was like 101, 102, or 103, they wouldn't have been on the camera. Must have been, Nash. Must have been. Yeah, just got one. Gone one. In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment, they already took the photo. The photo was already taken for the 30 minutes. Let's see what we expect to see within the shop. Let us examine the evidence. Oh. Good lord. Uh-oh. That's bad. Oh, that's bad. Well, it's the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. That's bad. That's a very, as the court can clearly see, she is holding the gun. The accuser's picture, gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter. No doubt forcing the proprietor to open the door to his storeroom. Quite. One can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take this photographic print as evidence. Please, counsel. That's pretty damning. That's a pretty damning piece of evidence too. Okay, this is for later. Picture. Anything immediately noticeable here that's different? Why? Yeah, these doesn't seem, I don't know. We'll have to find out. I can't see anything on it immediately. I don't believe it. Vinny. It's sure. Looks bad. The accused is the only person who could have possibly killed Mr. Winterbank. Ah! I say, my lord. Wonder if I might put an award in at this point. Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Took a badly bullet to the knee in the Battle of Maiwan, 1880, don't you know? Decorated for it and all that, but forced to retire from the service, sadly. Of course, a medal can never outshine the exploits of chaps like us on the battlefield. Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point? Carried on the battlefield at the retirement, you see? The battle of daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading this small squadron. 6 men, all good and true. And we all go down together, you mark my words. One for all and all for one. What are you talking about? The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement. Have they? Is that what we are to understand? Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct? In a matter of speaking, yes. That is the Garradev Squadron position, sir. What? No, it's too soon to make a judgment here. Status report for the court. Men on the double. His lordship insists on promptitude at all times, and that goes for making decisions too. I think you'll find the truth is as clear as day now. It could reach out and touch it. Oh! Okay, maybe it's because we can do a thing with it and see the depths of how it was. Wait, maybe that's what it is. We need the second one to see. Because maybe what it could be is that could it be, but if they after one, they would be nearby. We'll have to see. Well, I think we'll see. I wouldn't have left it in there. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember. Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now undeniable. Stop. I'm very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. Very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning in this matter, and not to consider verdicts to the court.
Guilty.
Uh-oh.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Probably immediately. It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous in its leaning already. But that photograph, it must be the defendant of the Ennis that Gregson mentioned. But Ginny didn't shoot him. No, of course not. My lord, defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination. Very well, the court grants permission. So, you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising. We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready? Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps. Why does he look like he's drunk? Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. Judicial findings. Thank you, because they came to that conclusion real fast. Hold on, let's save. They came to that conclusion real quick. Record. Well, no, it's fine. It's fine. We don't need to do that. Sorry, I'm doing something on my second monitor. It's fine. All Davis clearly points to the finger of the guilty yet this young pickpocketian. As the house raided, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you look at that photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. If I had left it in there, I should think there'd be repercussions by now. Mine made up. Stop. Global radio transmission verdict to follow. Stop. In motherland, we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I'm convinced brothers are innocent. The circumstances of this crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively. The storeroom, locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone. But that does that not raise questions? How did it get locked? If she opened it, if she got him to open it, why would it then lock it when they enter? And in the accused's hand, the fatal revolver, the firing of which was heard by these witnesses. Not to mention this print. So the whole thing is going to be that we're going to be trying to disprove why this print is not comprehensive. For me, I would say we have there's two pictures. This is in combined with another picture, so we need to see the other picture because they could have just saw this one picture of the first camera. Be oh, thanks a lot, Mr. Soames. Oh dear, Hurley's cameras were supposed to help, not hinder, but they are helping. I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you. I'm a counsel, but Gina didn't shoot Mr. Winterbank, which means there's more to the situation that we've yet to see. You agreed. You have the floor, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination. Dantal. Inosuke. Defense's rebuttal. All the evidence clearly points to the finger of guilt at this young pickpocket Tien. As Houseway says, you find out
Hold it!
What do you mean? Look at the photograph in stereo. Sorry? What? Don't you know? If you look at the photo print normally, it looks as though the pickpocket girl is about to shoot the victim, obviously.
Objection!
It's as though ended by the gun. All I'm saying is that if you look at the same print and in stereo, it could reveal all sorts of new information. By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes? Oh, how did you know? Let's call it a lucky guess. I've never guessed old seeing two prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary. It's captivating. It's the height of modernity. Of course. Oh yes, I think you'll find that the stereoscope is here to stay, giving us new perspectives we could only dream of before. It's the greatest invention the world has ever seen. If only they could give me a new perspective on this case, I might agree with you. Wait, so if I have left, what are you? Okay, well, I just want to know because what are you talking about? What exactly have you been muttering about this whole time, sir? You keep talking about having left something somewhere or something like that. So sorry. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. You can probably tell I'm a surgeon. A surgeon? That totally passed me by. Really? Of course, people conducting surgery in this country are considered to be doctors. Oh no. Wait. Is that? Oh no. Even though me and my county are the four. Wait, is that true? Hold on, I gotta Google that. Doctor. Hold on, let's put UK in. Oh, that is weird. Huh. Yeah, in real life in the UK, no. Surgeons are not called doctors. They're just referred to Mr. The surgeon, Mr. They wouldn't say surgeon, doctor. Here's your surgeon, Dr. Blank. It would say, here's your surgeon, Mr. Blank. Huh. That is weird. Hold on, let me check a Reddit post. I'm sorry, this is interesting to me, so I want to see. Okay. Yeah. So apparently because okay, yeah, just in UK they had always been separate professions, so or they not always, but they started as separate professions, so it seems like they never calling the two the same thing wasn't a thing from the inception, so that's why they're not called this. Okay. History lesson? Oh, not that. Okay. History lesson done. Even though me and my candidate are at the forefront of medical science, the real brains is in the field. So, what is it that you think you left behind? Well, that's a little embarrassing to be honest. You see, it was operating on someone yesterday. Standard thing. Went in through the abdomen, but when I finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere. What? Did he? Surely not. I'm pretty sure there's like a hospital drama episode where that happened. Exactly. Surely not, you say to yourself. Don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course not. I couldn't. So there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really. That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter. That's exactly my concern, and seeing as this case appears to be all but soon up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've soon up elsewhere. Now, I'm sure I made sure everything was back on it as it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure. I'm sure you need to be more sure. I made up. Stop judging. I don't think you can be rather than everything, urgent. That's it. What makes you say that? Please tell me you're not You're not violent Bolshevik, the Russian revolutionary. Revolutionary. Duh. I believe there is just a rumor. It's just a rumor. As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look very like wishes criminal. Your words, not mine. Just want to point that out. People call me the revolutionary murderer, autocrat. And which glove fits? Because good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to the Crystal Tower, please. That's not. Yeah, that's. Uh-oh. Yeah, this lady's a code talker. So. Right. That didn't sound staged at all. You'll forgive me for having my doubts. To be treated like vicious criminal all the time is very, very painful. People do not realize. So I have much sympathies for these brothers. People say they are criminals only because of how they look. The Skulkin brothers? The Skulkin brothers? Maybe they went inside pawnbroker's shop, but they have done nothing wrong. That's all. Well, no, them going into the shop was wrong, so the Skulkin brothers did nothing wrong that night? All right, well, first of all, that's one not so little misunderstanding I need to clear up straight away. Tell me something, Iris. What is it, Bruno? The jurors are children at random from the inhabitants of the London town, aren't they? Yes, it's amazing, isn't it? In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them who looks from all the world like a revolutionary? I don't know. I wish I knew. Yeah, that's something that doesn't make any sense. It's like he seems to be a tourist, but he's in a jury where if I can't change the minds of more than half of these 6 jurors, the trial would be over. But we know that Ginny would never shoot anyone. Yes, so we need to find contradicted what these jurors are saying and pit them against each other. Once whoever likes to have to convince them that Gina's innocent. Yeah, okay, what about you? You're Mr. Natsume's landlord, Mr. Garadeb, aren't you? We really must stop being like this. Ah, you're that lawyer chap. Well, there's a turn up for the books. Yes, a rather turbulent time we've had back then. Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we? I mean, obviously. I wouldn't be suggesting that therefore you should change your leaning to not guilty or anything. Can't be denied, I suppose. The curse of the Garadeb house was the talk of the town after that business. Lodgers moved out and I couldn't get a bally of soul to take up the tenancies. Oh. Haven't had the heart to break the news to Joni yet. Bad enough that the old ghost clapped up. Yes, can't be denied. He did do rather a lot, but not for us. That's for says, I suppose not. Of course. There can be no suggestion of that being the reason I'm leaning. There can be no suggestion of that being the reason I'm leaning towards guilty here, obviously. Obviously. But honestly, I really wish you'd pay more attention to the trial. Unless the juror number 2. Oh, that's why he's okay. Oh, because she okay. Is he looking at her? Oh, yes, he is. He is. Okay, I didn't notice that he is looking at her because she's basically wearing, she's just like younger version of his wife. Yeah.
Hold it!
Polishing the bench, I see. Again, a maid's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain. What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores? On my way to... She's been in here... No, she wasn't here last time. This is only her second time. On my way to the market for his lordship, I have to pass through the East End. The place is full of beggars, pickpurses, and crossmen. Scum of the earth. A little harsh, perhaps. Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those backstones would be made spick and span or eradicated. Holy, jeez, lady. At least we have people like the great detective working to achieve these important goals. You're referring to Mr. Herlock Sholmes? That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading rants, magazines in between my duties. He does wonders, cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared honorary maid of the capital. Mr. Sholmes, a maid. It's really quite unforgivable. Gutter scum having the audacity to shoot our very... Oh, well, see, that's not... No. That's wrong. Wait. Minor detail. It was the two brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant. A minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum. Okay. Well, it's just by the idea to get our facts straight anyway. Yes. All right. I shall amend my statement. Brothers are the scum of the earth. Okay, so then this is a pit. You with her.
Objection!
You two are beefing with each other. These two statements clearly contradict each other. Good lord. Counsel, explain yourself. Oh my statement? Contradictory. Contradict? C-O-N. Juror number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick. I do not have stick. I have mouth. As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulkin brothers fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from the revolver. Yes, they shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen, I understand. Surely you're not going to tell me the court that now that you didn't hear. Abdomen. A-B-D. Sir? Sorry. My English is still learning. You are telling the court you didn't hear. Forgive me, I did not hear. Here is word. Abdomen. Part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. Is this what you mean? You should say in plain English. I am Russian, not native speaker. But who thought it would be a good... Hold on, my ear is already exploding. Hold on. Why is it? Dude, I hold on. I gotta... If for, I don't know, for some reason it feels like it's quieter on one side, on one ear than it is the other. Because I'm only wearing half a headphones because my headphones are too tight. But this, so wearing one ear only alleviates it, but still. So, you are telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying? They said before, we never done nothing. The truth is, they shot detective. God, this is double negative. Yes, that's exactly right. Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by a person who looks like criminal. Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced. That means when they said we never took nothing, maybe it was also a big fat lie. Is this true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so... Enough. I trust no one now. It's not the mouse's fault, though, sir. I must see with own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself. I'm afraid that won't be possible. Yes, it is, Bruno. Paisley. Sorry? That's the prints from Hurley's red-handed recorder. Ah, if you compare the print to the pictures that pictures Jenny next to it for half an hour earlier, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Hooey, Mr. Prosecutor. Tut, tut, tut. Calling the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all times. The print showing the accused threatening the victim as if she broke into the shop is this one. Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Spelkin brothers entered the shop and suddenly heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later after the brothers' flight. Oh, I think there was something. Because this was taken. There was something. As far as I can tell, nothing has been taken. That seed, you can't notice anything that's obviously missing from the second print. So, the brothers who looked like criminals told only one lie. They shot man, but they stole nothing. Or it seems so, yes. Good. No, not good. You were right. I did not understood the situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it's very important to continue with trial. Yay. Well done, Bruno. The balance is shifting. Well, it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. If I can do that, we might turn the situation on to our favor still. Thank you, counsel. Continue with the summation examination. And kindly hand that new photographic print to the bailiff to be filed as evidence. Yeah, so one thing I'm noticing already is that we're not seeing the second camera. The camera that's closer to the entrance. Another print from the court record. I wonder if we can make use of that. So, okay, so let's see. I think is that different? The lamp? Yeah. Yeah, the thing is different. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought was different. The lamp near the bottom next to the picture, it looks like it's been shot at in the 30 minutes after, so yeah, that's the difference. Oh, that's the difference too. The door window was closed at this point, but oh well, no, I think it was closed when we no, it was closed when we went in, actually. No. Okay, so I didn't press you, so let's press you. Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean? Are you from the Far East? Stop. Yes, from the Empire of Japan. All communication with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Well, mail steamers take more than a month to complete the journey. That's true. For 40 days, but now we have the electric telegram. We can send messages using electric signal. Thousands of miles of cables that are laid along the ocean beds, connecting the entire world. Thousands of miles of cable on the ocean bed. It makes my head hurt just thinking about it. You are well informed, young lady. Hee hee. Ah, the cable will soon become a thing of the past. Stop. And it's just when I was starting to catch up. Radio transmission in the future. That's true. That's 100% true. Radio transmission is the future. Stop. Messages carried over airwaves with the four corners of globe. Stop. Excitement growing. Stop. Atmosphere electric. Stop. So basically signal transmission, which radio waves. Right. Canada, where are your fingers? Era wireless telegraphy. Stop. Driving technological revolution. Stop. And people say inventions like the stereoscope are the high of technology, but are they prideful? I can't understand it. I really can't. They're just silly toys. Uh-oh, he's beefing. Like, why?
Excuse me.
Excuse me. You have a problem with that, sir? Juror number 3, sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but what? What a... Do you perhaps have something to say about juror number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess. As if I couldn't guess. Oh, you bet I do. Say that again. Go on. I dare you. Goodness, are you talking to me? I think he just might be, yes. You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you? Huh? Absolutely. I mean, really. A machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions? Why on earth would you not just want to use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional. What a great way to appease the man. No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are no practical use at all. You just don't know. Pardon? I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate. What sort of possibilities? Well, take a crime scene for example. If you had a pair of photographs of a crime scene that you can view through a stereoscope, it can reveal hidden clues you never noticed. You'd never even noticed before. What? Have you got any, Bruno? Any prints you can use to look at everything with stereoscope? Absolutely. How about this print here? It should do the trick.
Take that.
All right then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to just give me 1 more print and I'll amaze you all.
Take that.
All right, these 2 prints were both taken with the same camera and window banks on the night in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer, do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. The left and right eye image need to be the same, only with a slight shift in positions of some objects. So basically, if something's different, it creates when your brain merges the 2 images together inside your head, it notices the shift as it were deft. Yes, exactly. Is that small shift between certain objects and 2 pictures that really okay, it's a small shift between certain objects and 2 pictures that's really important. So what happens if you use 2 photographs that are exactly the same then? No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing 3-dimensionally anyway. Oh, of course. Now I see. I think the young girl has discovered the secret. I have. All right, stop doing that. Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me you laugh in the courtroom? Have another look at these 2 pictures from Hurley's camera. Bruno, go on. Can you see there's a really obvious difference between them? Yes, there is. It's what we noticed. Of course there is. There are 2 people in the first and no people. Shut the hell up. Well, yes, you can see that straight away, stupid. But now, try looking at pictures in 3 dimensions. All right, I'll give it a go. So to start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the picture overlap exactly. Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill pens from each picture overlap in the middle. Wait. Well, did you manage to see the print properly, Bruno? Yes, I saw. Ah! What's going on with these 2 pictures? Oh. Everyone's doing it. Yes. That's it. You see. That's the other amazing power of stereoscope. Oh, other amazing power. Is someone going to explain this black magic? Why the deuce is some of the things on the counter seem to jump out? So basically, I think that's supposed to mean that these things have moved. Yeah, so I think it was easier on the 3DS because it was smaller and you can just do it easier, but then obviously on a computer screen it's harder. So it has to highlight it, like what is the change. But so these look different. So these things were moved slightly, ever so slightly, even though they shouldn't have been moved. I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you answer your own question. Basic principles of the stereoscope. So this only happens because, like you said before, the effect only happens when the two pictures are not actually only slightly different. As I said before, if you try to look at two identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's a slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see pictures three-dimensionally. So something happened. In other words, those things have been moved. Oh yeah, I looking at the two things now, you can kind of see the doll. Unless I'm insane. Yeah, no, you can. If you look where the book, the white note right above the book, you can see that in the 30 pictures that takes me 30 minutes after it's further to the right. It's ever so slightly further to the right. There's more space between the note and the picture of the dog in the 1:30 a.m. picture. This shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their position. So that could imply that it's during some point or another, things must have gotten knocked over, and someone put it back to the, yeah. So that's to be said, it got knocked over, or you can interpret that it got knocked over. Yes, there might have been. No, now hold fire there, sir. Got a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say. But why the devil does the shift between the two prints exist in the first place? And therein lies the question. It shouldn't. Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master. What? Me? If I haven't the first idea. You know, Bruno, it's quite simple. It is? Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 a.m. Then, the 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. But the position of some items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter. Zookers! She's like, holy shnikes! Someone tampered? New information. Stop. Not mentioned in testimony so far. Yes. You had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in the summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom? Are you suggesting you might know? Of course. I can tell you right now who is responsible for the almost imperceptible shift in items on the counter. I'm gonna save just in case, but it's obvious who. It's them. It had to be them two. That's the only one. Because if they were a thing, they would have mentioned it. How much they did, does it matter?
Take that!
It was the witnesses currently in the stand. These skulking brothers. Wait, this does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They said they did not even have time to pull Dukes from Lucy's lockets. My Facebook says Dukes is meaning hands and Lucy's lockets is meaning pockets. But this is another lie? Is this what you are saying? Yes, I'm afraid so. Now hold on there a minute. You can't be sure of that. I quite agree. The accused is a common pick person after all. Perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what might steal. I think that's unlikely. And why exactly? As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem as my learned friend indicated that she was coercing Mr. Winterbank to open the storeroom. In other words, Mr. Stride's interest lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Silken brothers have omitted key facts of their testimony. But the accused of the pick purse, common gutter trash. Why look any further than the wrongdoer here? Because the Silken brothers are the thieves, man. No better, in fact, worse than a pick purse. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. The key to the storeroom. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would you not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against her by two thieves? If you're prejudiced, basically, hey, if you're gonna be prejudiced against the defendant, you might as well be prejudiced against the guy too. I, for one, would like to hear more from that shady pair. Oh my gosh, he to not have to re-sterilize. Hey, can you all see now? I think you'll find stereosurf's on plaything. You've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand. Thank you, bro. Bro gave us the assist. Let's go. Wholeheartedly agreed. Stop. Much purchase after trial. Stop. We'll return home via Regent Street. Stop. Well, it will see this trial has yet to run its course. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations to weigh the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call the summation examination to conclusion with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. Two lean guilty, four lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus, and I order this trial to continue. Yay, well done. Oh, by the way, what? You should hold on to this, Bruno. You never know what might come in useful. Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely, but all right. Yeah, he's like, what do you mean? What? You really think the devil would have you use this thing twice, 2 times in a trial? Not likely. Or if Van seeks, you will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony from them. Heat it. I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord. I've wanted myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night at least. And I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina is innocent. My guess is that really that was pretty short. Whoa, I don't think we ever had a first thing that was that short. That wasn't really. Well, I mean, it did take an hour, but that was kind of short. We basically had to press them on that one thing, and then summation examination. Order, please. Why does he say order now, but then it's order? Oh shit, sorry. That's gross. I did not know you could hear me do that. Sorry. I'll move the mic away when I do that. Next time. You're like, disgusting. Let us resume proceedings. Witnesses, you will now retake the stand. Let me see, does it? No, maybe I could. I presume you heard the defense of the counsel's summation examination? Oh, yeah, Governor. I did, Gov. I did. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. Oh, blimey. This is going to be hard work. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered the Winterbanks. Well, it was bedlam as soon as, weren't it? It was, Nash. It was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out me Lucy Lockets. However, that was a lie. You brothers, Thor, blimey. In the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter. You never done nothing of the sort. How'd you figure that out? Witness, you will now give formal testimony once again. You will tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question, and this time you will tell the truth. Each slide that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. And that, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. I thought one worth pondering, perhaps. Say no more, Gov. We'll blab, we'll speak, tweak, we'll peach. How about illegal entry to hold tree? All right, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifling for nothing. It was when we heard the gunshots. See, we made up both of those guns and all that stuff went flying. Let me. It didn't have to give me a fright. We was thinking the shooter come out the door and get us next. We stuck everything back where we found it and scarped straight into him in the back. We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker. See, we never even had a chance, did we? Well, no, that's not true, because what happened in the 30 minutes between the two pictures. You did indeed ransack Mr. Winter against countertop on the night in question. Not ransack, Governor, no. That's right, Nash. That's right. It's more like we tidied up. Yeah. He's like, yo, yeah, I swear to God, do not make me. I will come over there and beat you up. Sorry. By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshots. No, that's also not true. No, that's not right either. If that was true, why did they, we know they shot at Mr. Holmes, so that's not true. Having first made good their mess. The way you say it, we already sound like Russ at all. We don't, Nash. We don't. Can't he make him sound a bit more cutthroat? It can't just be a coincidence that these men showed up at the window banks that night. There's more to their testimony than meets the eye. I'm sure of it. Illegal entry. Oh, I can't see the court record. Maybe they're not going to do that, but for that was not there. So now the most contentious statement is, to give it a fact, we was thinking we should have been able to get his next. We stuck everything back where we found it and together.
Hold it!
Yes, whereupon you fired a shot from your own gun at Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Oh, yeah, we was a bit hasty there. We was nasty, we was, truth be told. I was already shaking it like a leaf when you turned up. You're shaking like a leaf, don't put a little gun in your hand. Good advice, miss, good advice. The truth be told, my mind went totally blank. Before your mind goes, make sure you don't have a loaded gun in your hand. Mental the note made, miss. After that, we legged it down to the street, but apparently it looked like we looked dodgy to the coppers or something. So that they clapped the darbies on us like winking. After you'd been handcuffed, the police found this in your revolver in your possession, correct? Well, yeah. But listen, that proves it done it. We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker. See, we never even had the chance to, did we?
Hold it!
Hold it. And why should we believe that? Yeah. Well, cause it's true, isn't it? The plate was totally empty when we went in. At that time, the victim was already in the storeroom, having been forced to open the door by the accused who had the gun to his head. In other words, but if he had a gun to his head, why was he shot in the heart and not in the head? Never even laid eyes on the proprietor of the pawnbroker, Mr. Winterbank. Correct? You got it, mister. Down to a T. So the Skulkins brothers never actually encountered Mr. Winterbank? Is that really true? I wonder. That's it? That's the full extent of their testimony? What is it, Bruno? You look very fierce. I could pour you some herbal tea if you're tired. Oh, thank you, but I'm fine. Being such a logical thinker, you'll probably laugh. But I feel as though these brothers are still hiding something important. It is nothing more than a feeling, though. I have no proof to support it. Well, feelings can be very logical at times. Sorry? People's expressions, the movement of their eyes, the words they choose. You can take all that in your brain but quietly analyze it and come up with a feeling like you described. You've concluded that there's something suspicious about this testimony without knowing why. That's all. I think you should trust your instincts, Iris. Thank you. Sometimes I think if she's 10 years old, I must be 5. Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifling or not. No, that's W. That's not Q. If that's the case, then why didn't you testify to that effect in the first place? Well, you know, we ain't exactly squeak clean, are we? We ain't, Nash. We ain't. If we did something like that, people would think we was up to no good. Well said, Ringo. Me old China. We only had land ourselves with even more trouble. And in fact, now, as a result of lying in your previous testimony, you are in more trouble. That's exactly what you've done. Landed yourself in even more trouble. That's rotten luck, says the rotten apple eater. Witnesses, explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter? We never ransacked nothing. Right, Nash, right. More like we tidied up the place. Sorry. It was when we heard the gunshot. We see. So what we're saying is, the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much you knocked out all those things off the counter? Well, it shocked one of us that much. Yeah, this bag of nerves need to learn to keep his shirt on. Look, it was loud, all right? Blimey, dead Granny would have woken up with that at that bang. Big brother screamed like a blooming baby and fell over the counter. He knocked over a load of books and a candlestick and some skull whatnot that got tangled up in some marionette who knocked over a picture frame but knocked them scales to the floor. Your really master's working quietly then. What a racket. Me Granny would have been scared back into her grave at a clatter like that. So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise. And then some. I mean, it was quiet as a mouth. And then all of a sudden, bam. Gregson?
Excuse me.
Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add? Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels. No, something to add about their testimony. You seem to react just that now what Mr. Skulkin said. Did it make you think of something? It's probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't even bother to mention it. Only, well, the fact is, cases don't get solved if you ignore the little details. How about you just tell us what's on your mind? As you know, we brought these fellas into the yard for a questioning last night, and the statement they gave then told a slightly different story to what they're saying now. Huh? You, did it. You claim you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot. Might have, Gov, might have. Does ring a bell now you mention it. Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still, I can't help feeling like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with the testimony here, eh, fellas? If I discovered the witness's testimony had been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be, I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them. Easy, easy. We get it all right. We get it right this time. That's it. Yep. It's all coming back to me now. Then speak. Supplement your testimony with whatever details you have miraculously to return to your questionable minds, sirs. Right, you are, Gov. Just before the gunshot, we heard a voice telling out, "Give me that gun." he heard a voice saying, "Give me that gun."
Hold it!
So in fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously. We did, Gov. We did. Although I suppose if you're being honest, we heard a kind of wavering voice before you get the yell and all. If you don't want to get shot, kind of thing. Oh wait, what? A career in acting tragically missed. And where was the voices coming from? Could you tell? Of course we could. From the other side of that door behind the counter, it was. From the storeroom where the victim was found dead. Oh, but wait. And the voice here, well, no, that's not a real thing. That's what they heard. On my granny's life, because it was. On his granny's life, because it was. So that would mean that you both knew Mr. Winterbeck and the sound of his voice. Eh? So that would mean what? What, Nash? What? Any ideas? Yes, counsel. Indeed it would. Yeah, so them saying they never heard Mr. You in your earlier statements that you didn't know him, but you do know his sound of his voice. Nah. We didn't know the geezer. I was actually to deny it when that bloke in all the fancy clubbers giving us the evil eyes. If you value your lives, you'll ensure your testimony is accurate and true. On me granny's life it is. On his granny's life it must be. It's a good job his granny's dead. Good job is to summarize then. And immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, you hear the gunshot, causing you to stumble up and upset the items on the counter, scattering them all over the shop floor. Yeah, make it sound like we were clumsy. Don't forget we tidied up after like the good little boys. And anyway, the way I see it, the bloke who owned the place with holding the gun. Oh, well then, okay, so that's the, yeah, so he added it to the thing. The blocker was holding the gun. But that can't be. So that's not thing. So oh yeah, how did he see? Yeah, so no, this is the present. They bought that holding the gun. Where's that picture?
Objection.
It can't be. So you're saying he was holding the gun? That on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Winterbeck, was wielding a gun? Is that correct? That's it, Gov. You got the picture. He has, Ness. He has, no question. And yet, photo evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows that Mr. Winterbeck was not holding a firearm and any of any. Oh, sorry. I guess he was not holding a firearm of any description. Eh? You what? You what? Gordon Bennett. That ain't right.
Objection.
There can be no question that the victim's revolver was used in the incident. But I would remind the court that Mr. Winterbeck's gun was found at the scene in the hands of Miss Lestrade. Well, not only was it identified as a murder weapon, but it was found in the accused's hands. So then, yeah, that Molt told him was use the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun. Bam. But then how did she? Kind of thing. Say exactly where you are, right there. Eh? If the crime had taken place with you so clever. Yeah, hold on, let's see. Wait, what does the autopsy say? Yeah. No other sign. So no fight, no nothing. He was shot in the back. So no. That if the crime had taken place as you so colorfully described in your testimony, it would give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency in the final moments you just acted out. Goodness, are you sure, Counsel? If you intrigue me, my learned friend, but let's see some evidence to support your claim. Where is the proof that the demonstrate this inconsistency is in the witness's portrayal of the victim's final moments? It's this autopsy report.
Take that!
According to their testimony, the witnesses claim to have heard shout, "Give me the gun," and followed by the gunshot. Indeed, with the two events happening almost simultaneously, or so we've been led to believe. Yes, that's right. Now, if that testimony is true, it would mean that at the moment of death, the victim and his attacker would have been facing each other. However, in the autopsy report, it clearly states that the victim died instantly after being shot from behind. Ah. So, as I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. But it's a God's honest truth. It is, Nash, it is. When Eve was shot that night, the shopkeeper had a gun in his hand, and we saw it with our own bleeding eyes. Did I hear that right? Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Winterbeck holding a gun? Something like that might have slipped out. Uh-oh, come on. Ladies and gentlemen, you have all just heard the admission by these two witnesses that night in question, they actually saw with their own very eyes. You know, okay, hold on. You know what's happening? I can feel my legs falling asleep, so I have to keep shuffling positions to make sure. So sorry, but on the night in question, they actually saw with their own eyes the victim wielding a gun. Now, my question is how, which can only mean that that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person. Nash, nah. Order. Witnesses, explain yourselves at once. Well, the thing is, it weren't supposed to, he said, yo, I'm gonna flatten you guys. It would seem that previous warning, it would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. I made it quite clear that false witnesses would be the death of you. That false witness would be the death of you. Am I under understand that you replaced the untruth of your original testimony with renewed lies? Ever so sorry, Governor. Truth is, we cut it out, Nash. Cut it out. If we blab now, you know what it'll do to us. Who are they talking about? Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk. There is no other option available to you. You will die. Bruv, come on, the game's up. But they'll have our guts regardless. In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet. No matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out. On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which this meeting took place. Well, do we have to? On pain of death. I suggest you make yourself fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth. Encounter with the victim. All right, so we just got inside the gaff. All right, so we just got inside the gaff and Eve a sigh of relief when the geezer showed us mug. Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we'd had it. For an older geezer, the bloke was strong and that's unlocked. He chucked me over the counter. I pulled my gun on him and then he legged it through that door into the back room. We never had nothing to do with killing them. That's what happened. I swear. So you're now telling us that the moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop. Well, yeah. Sorry. Well, we find ourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably. But honest, Governor, this time, Nash, this time we ain't got nothing more to hide. Very well, Very well. Counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for. Have to attack. The encounter with the victim. Alright, so we just got inside the... Well, maybe you get a time. When you say geezer, I presume you mean victim and proprietor of the shop, Mr. Winterbank. Who else? Sorry. I mean, that's right. We was keeping a close eye on the entrance to the gaff, obviously, but we never thought no one was going to come out of the back room like that. The back room being the pawnbrokery storeroom. Yeah, that must have been where he popped up from. Only place he could have been. So it would seem the victim was already in the storeroom when these brothers entered the premises. Which means Ginny must have been in there at the point as well. But that doesn't make sense, does it? No, it doesn't. If Ginny had threatened Mr. Winterbeck into the storeroom with her at gunpoint, then why would he have then emerged from the same room all alone when the brothers alive? Oh, I don't know. Sorry, no. We're just spitballing. We're not asking you that. Did you see the accused at the time? What? That mole toller? Couldn't tell you. No way, Cobber. We had bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the old geezer just lost it. Give me the gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we'd had it. The old geezer, the blood was strong as not. He checked me over the counter. Yes, I noted that you mentioned that counter in your previous testimony too. Well, but then this also doesn't make sense with the previous thing, because then they said they fixed the counter. So when would they have had time to fix the counter? But yeah, of course we did. He knocked over a load of books, candlestick, and some skull whatnot. That got tangled in some marionette. What knocked over a picture frame. What knocked over some scales on the floor. So in fact, it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you. It made you knock those things off the counter. Well, Big Brother went flying over the counter like a gunshot, I can tell you. Then the old geezer pinned him. He did, Nash. He did. Oh, you know what? You know what it could be? I'm gonna posit that what happened is that when the geezer was on top of the brother, the older brother, the short one, the younger one, the one in blue, shot Mr. Winterbank in his back, and he died, and killing in the heart and killing him. And they're like, oh shit. So they must have tried to hide him in the storeroom, but then when they saw that she was in there, or maybe the brother saw that his gun was on the counter, so in a mad dash he reached for the gun instead of going for his own, and shot him and killed him. And then they saw her in there, knocked out for some reason. I guess that would be a point of thing. Why is she knocked out? Why was she unconscious in the storeroom? The book would have flattened me like a blooming pancake and said, Nasty. He did, Nash. He did. If you hadn't been there, the bloke would have flattened me like a blooming pancake in second. At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station. Oh, okay, yes, we did hear that. Because the police were there, like, hey, what's going on here? Because the alarm was raised. They did get a little alarm. Via secret cable from the pawnbrokery. There is a button under the counter used to activate it. This was presumably pressed by the victim. That's right. When the brothers fled the scene and back on the street, they ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they? Poor Mr. Winterbank. He did everything he could to protect his shop. I pulled the gun on him, and then he legged it. Oh,
Hold it!
so that means, no, what that means is that we're getting it wrong. Yeah, that means we got it wrong. So that's not hit. But then, no, but then the question is, how did he shoot? Then how did Holmes get shot? So, well, but that would go my earlier thing was that thought that Mr. Holmes didn't actually get shot. Were you intending to shoot Mr. Windibank? No, never. I was just, out looking for me, bro, weren't I? He was being flattened, don't forget. By a man whose shop was being burgled, yes. And then the man fled into the storeroom and you pointed your gun at him. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. He shoved me away and then ran off through that door and shut himself in. There is something about that last remark. Something that doesn't quite ring true. I wonder why Mr. Windibank ran away into the storeroom. What? Well, according to what everyone's saying, Denny was in there waiting for him with a gun. Yeah, so why? That doesn't make any sense. Yes, that's right. Denny allegedly used Mr. Windibank's gun to threaten him and force him over the storeroom door, but that couldn't happen if he was already in there. In which case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Windibank's hand again? I have no idea, but that is strange, isn't it? This is a little inconsistency could be significant. I should make a mental note of it. Look, the point is, me and Bruv here. That's right, that's right. Me and Bruv here. We never had nothing to do with killing them. That's all. Oh, what happened? I swear. Do I have evidence to? Maybe, okay, I'm gonna try presenting the picture of her with the gun and say like that's all brought into this picture, or what we can infer from the picture that can't be true.
Objection!
No. 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 Don't be gonna let it through the room. Hamburger's ticket. Oh, we're stuffed on. We're stuffed on. What's his face is. It's not this. I'm gonna present.
Objection!
No, yeah, it's not this. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'll use the washroom. Or I gotta use the washroom. Hold on. One sec. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. We kind of like to do that door. Never nothing to do with killing it.
Hold it!
Let's press because I don't think you have actually anything to do with it. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing, Gov. Nothing. The old geezer went and shut himself in that back room, didn't he? Locked it was from the inside. You know it was because we tried to open it. It's a decent door. That one, good and strong. Wouldn't budge an inch. So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. The sole person who could possibly shot the victim. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade. It indeed appears so. What say you to that, counsel? I don't know. Was there anyone else before Regina who could have possibly shot Mr. Winterberg? There could have been. There could be because what makes sense is that you can open the door, but how would they get in? That is the question. If he locked it. I'm gonna say yes, there was. Mr. and Mrs. Skulkin. What? What's that look for? From the moment you admitted that you'd encountered the victim face to face that night. The course of this trial has changed completely. It did? What is your point, my learned friend? Learned or learned? The question you must answer is who could have shot Mr. Winterberg? And is the belief that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all. You have my attention. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises. The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. There are facts. Those are the facts of prey. What other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be? Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court in respect of two conundrums. Two, my lord? Twice as many chances to be right, maybe? Indeed, namely, at what location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time? Okay, easy. I can answer that. Understood, my lord. Are you all right, Bruno? Are you all right, Bruno? I'm not entirely sure, but there's one thing I'm sure about. If I can prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened, it would change Gina's prospects hugely. So now, time for some clarity. Show the court this plan, the answers to the questions posed by his lordship. If he believes someone else could have killed the victim, indicate for where that person could have fired the gun. It has to be right here.
Take that!
Defense believes that the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here. And in answer to the second question, assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time?
Take that!
Culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom. Continue. Mr. Winterbeck died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear that the body was moved after death, which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired. So you are adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom. Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony. So yeah, maybe we don't know if the flap was open. It could have been. I think it was closed when we came in, but they could have opened it. I mean, what? Wait. According to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony, I put my gun on him and then he legged it through that door into the back room. If Mr. Winterbank ran away through the door, we have to assume that the door was open at the time. Or I guess we were going to say if the door was open. It was precisely that moment when the victim was fleeing for his life that these brothers had perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom. Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial? Moving on to the first findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, the report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal. Oh yeah, we did hear that rising diagonal thing. So from the ground. So maybe the younger brother shot him. So the younger brother would have been on the floor. That means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. And older brother, the poor man, shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety. Of course, he would have been leading forward as he was running away. And even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body on an upward trajectory. So the culprit is just someone shorter than Mr. Winterbeck. It was just someone at a lower altitude than him.
Objection.
I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. He claimed the victim was shot as he fled in the room. Do you also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock? But what if someone else locked the door? Yes, there is someone else who could have locked the storeroom door. Is that so? Very well then, counsel. Present your hypothesis to the court. In the scenario just described, the defense asserted that the victim was shot from outside the storeroom. In which case, who should unlock the storeroom door from the inside? Well, that's obvious. It was her.
Take that.
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Objection.
That's absurd. You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room? No. No. It wasn't to create a sealed room. It was to save herself. For what possible reason? To hide from the shooters. Says actually will only serve to tighten the noose around her neck. No. I'm inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel? Yes, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it? Half-baked notions are in no place in my courtroom, counsel. Remember that, please. But of course, Ginny would have locked the door. Someone goes without saying, doesn't it? It does? Yeah, because she was worried about getting shot herself. Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they? Oh yes, obviously. Before the two brothers arrived, Mr. Lestrade and Mr. Winterbank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at the time, but at some point, Mr. Winterbank must have heard the intruders breaking into a shop and left the storeroom. Intruders, eh? That's us, bruv. If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom. Yes, it would. Then, probably only moments later, the victim fled back to the storeroom, hoping to escape the danger. Bang. And as he got shot, hit in the back of the bullet, Mr. Winterbank fell to his floor. Oh! You know what it was? You know what it could be? Okay, but that's the Holmes one. But unless he didn't get shot, but what it could be is that the first bullet to the date was Mr. Winterbank shooting at them and hitting, because the blood on the thing is not the same. Date was Mr. Winterbank's gun firing. So he, knowing that it was empty, empty in there, and he missed, ran into the storeroom, and then and ran at the guys and then threw him into the thing. And the brother pulled the gun out, and then he ran into the storeroom, but he still had the gun probably in his hand or on his pocket or something. So maybe when he got shot, it fell out, and then Ginny saw that, and then as a last resort, she was holding it He was holding the gun in case they managed to break in, not knowing that it was empty. We have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment? I see where you're going with this. Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Winterbank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it in order to save her own life.
Hold it!
But I mean, we ain't the ones who done it. Wait, Gov, we ain't. You gotta believe us. I mean, come on, we never shoot no one.
Objection.
But you did shoot someone. That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would, because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Sherlock Holmes. There is only one logical conclusion. No, but see, there's something missing here. I think he's gonna bring up that there only 2 bullets were fired that night. Me and Mr. Skulkin, your brothers, had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrator of Mr. Winterbank's murder. Nah. But he's gonna eject because of the thing. Objection. Where does this leave us? You mean to say it wasn't the pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker at all? I should have known it was those 3 brothers. They look as shitty as the thenceforth three brothers. Hold on. All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now. I know. First time ever, and probably the last. Well, I think you've done it. Surely look at the red glove. An admirable effort, my learned friend. What's this now? Yeah, he forgot, but you seem to be getting us undeniable, undisputable fact. Only 2 shots. Each gun is missing a single gun, a bullet. So, but you're saying there was 3 shots. You claim that there was 3 shots. But then I would only say, is there any proof that he got Mr. Sholmes was shot? You find the situation amusing, Lord Van Zieks? I myself find the argument most persuasive. Yes, it may be persuasive, but it doesn't mean it's true. I dare say such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers of your provincial Eastern nation. But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable petty forgery here. What? The hypothesis you put forward so obsessively credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw. Fatal flaw? Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failings? I say, Lord Van Zieks, I might be an idea to explain this bally conjuring trick or whatever it is to the truth on the ground, The fatal flaw is my learned friend, and my learned friend argument is really very simple to understand. Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets. By George, count bullets. Oh dear. Yeah, Iris knows, but yeah. Guns are only missing 2 bullets. Missing a bullet, not 3. He noticed then. Huh? What's everyone talking about? So Iris already knew. Counsel. Yes, sir. Tell the court how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime. 2 bullets. Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life, and the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, on his arrival at the scene. But we know a shot was fired actually, because we did hear bang. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. The bullet which injured Mr. Holmes appears to have passed through his body. Oh, okay, so no. But no, that's the bullet so your understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Winterbank, and the Skulkin brothers' revolver. Evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun. Yes, it indeed does. A single bullet from each. Now then, my learned friend. you yourself told the court only moments ago that these two brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes. Yes, I did. My goodness. Oh my goodness. I think you'll find that if the single bullet was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means Windenbeck's not shot by same gun. Stop. Only one bullet. Exactly. Yes, this Nibani street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, they can't prove it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny. So yeah, basically order. Basically didn't amount to nothing. We have to prove that there was 3 shots, or we can claim fit the narrative the theory to have only 2 bullets. Maybe my theory doesn't work too, because we heard when we came, we did hear a bang, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a gunshot. Pray, forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hollow nectar into the public gallery. Every time he does that, he hits someone in the head and knocks them out for the entire rest of the trial. But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can regrettably no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct. The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbroking on the night in question with loathsome intent. Okay, well, we're gonna say that no, that's not true, as we can see beyond doubt in this print, which depicts her threatening the victim with a murder weapon. But see, and I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present. Oh, but we know whose blood that is, though. He's gonna try and say that this is his blood, but we're gonna be no, we know it's not. That disc. I'll be taking that, whatever it is, of Mr. McGillis down to the yard. Thank you very much. No, don't give it to him. It's mine. That is mine. So yeah, so no, but no. See, that's the other thing too. She's gonna. He's trying to say that she went back for that, but no, she didn't. Because the police had it. He didn't have it anymore. But anything belonging to Miss McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now. Yes, that was the music box disc. Miss McGilded's music box disc. I still can't say it. The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Windenbeck, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. And with none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence. Good gracious. Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on the account of her years this guy isn't dangerous. There are no, yeah, so this time he's wrong about that. He apparently doesn't know about what happened or how she got that disc. Well, I see myself peeking. I'm gonna okay, that's better. I just loaded on OBS below. Okay. There are no deaths to which this girl would not stoop if punished, no crime which she would not commit. The court forgets the fact that it's peril. I see. I think it would be prudent to take this music like this into evidence council. A grim testament to the defendant's care. Lauren Vazzi, yeah, I'm guessing he forgot to tell him how he got that. Inspector Gregson? What? Yes, Inspector? We had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution, and I think I was agreed that this wouldn't be used as evidence. What's this all about? Why is the inspector acting strangely? That's the first time he said anything to Van Zies at all, ever. I am unaware of any such meeting. But those were the instructions right from the top. They gave her big, but were insistent. Yeah, I don't care about that. I don't give a Inspector, I am the prosecutor, and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you. Well, the prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this as evidence, my lord. He's a truth believer as well. Indeed, bailiff. The music medal, yeah, for McGilded. The prosecution has established the accused's motives, opportunity, and basis of character. Well, see, that's wrong. So that's wrong. That's not. We can refute that claim. There is nothing more to add. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case. Hold it! If I don't believe it. I had the jury on my side for once for all 5 minutes. Oh dear, it wasn't even for 5 minutes, Bruno. My lord, I wonder if I might say something at this point. Proceed, Mr. Foreman. Been stumbling around in a bit of fog up to now, if truth be told, but all of a sudden, the answer's bodily obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it. Oh no. Very well, the court will hear from the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, you will present your leadings as a defendant's culpability.
Guilty.
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 Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Yeah, for a whole 5 minutes. We have a consensus among the jury, it seems. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. That's my line. I wrote that for Hurley. Ah, how dare you use it against us? Don't worry, RS. I don't think we've finished yet. There's still more to this case than we realize. It must be because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Winterbang. That's beyond any doubt. Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready? Garrett of Squadron is primed and ready for action. Sir. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendant to be guilty. Jurors' contentions. Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed to us law-abiding citizens. As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket. I never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief. Yeah, it's gonna be he's the operation on Thing Holmes. Like he was attempted on a theft on that previous day. I can see why I'm not busy. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead. I am ballistics expert. I have seen many shootings. There's nothing I do not know about guns. We've seen there's 2 interesting statements right there. I have to admit, I was rather bowled over by the argument put forward by the chap in black. But when that fell apart like a house of cards, I saw that I jolly well been hoodwinked. Well, no more. The whole courtroom is turning against me. It's not fair. Iris, I persecute is being mean. Just because Jenny's done some things she shouldn't have done in the past, it doesn't make her a murderer. But that's not what we're talking about. Allow me to savor this fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of your fruitless debate on the matter. Here's to the truth coming out, eventually. That's enough preamble. Counsel, proceed with the summation examination. Lock in. Yes, my lord. Get it twisted, you will fight each other. The defense's rebuttal. Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Oh, okay, let's just skip to the thing. Press. Sir, would you please stop muttering about the things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here. Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say it. That has nothing to do with this trial, to be honest. Huh? I mean, there's no question that the man who was shot, that the bullet has simply vanished from his stomach. Oh, so there you go. There you go. So there, yes, there we go. So my thing is gonna be, so not that it didn't get shot, but the bullet went through him. The bullet went right through Holmes, so they used his gun to shoot him. But then that raises like, no, it's gonna, no, so no, I think I was right where I said he didn't get shot. It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? Wait, but I almost don't want to ask, but this surgeon you've been smettering about all this time, you were operating on Mr. Holmes. What was the fellow's name now? Herlick? No. Herlock? Oh my. No. Hairlock? Herlock Sholmes, by any chance? Yes, good lord. It was that Hairlock fellow. What? You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes? That's right. Using the very latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. It was a fairly major op, I can tell you. This is crazy. He went under for no reason. This is crazy. Let me see. The fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They said he'd been shot by some criminal or other. So, yes, so I'm gonna say. So did he think he'd been shot? I wonder. But he was acting like he got shot. But did anyone actually check and see if he was shot? But there was maybe. But the funny thing is, I went over to his inside with a fine-tooth comb. I couldn't find a bullet anywhere. So I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands and just stitch the fellow back up. I hate to state the obvious, but yes, well, surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting. Counsel defense is correct, as it clearly shown in this photographic print. The bullet that struck him fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region, and then exited his body and lodged in the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door. No, I think you're gonna say right here, but no, there was no bullet hole on him. I think you'll find it's really quite simple if you just do the problem three-dimensionally. Who do you think I am? Yeah, he's a surgeon. You think he wouldn't mention that there was a bullet hole? Who do you think I am, son? Well, juror number 4 is about to be about the best I can do. As soon as I saw the wound to the man's stomach, I flipped him over like a pancake. Are you saying that you checked his back? Of course I did, and there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign that the bullet had left the body yet. Oh, so okay, so there you know. So he did get shot. So no, so there are 3 bullets. What? So there were 3 bullets, or something or other hit him. That's the point. The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in that man's innards, which is exactly what I said about slicing him up. I'm still more than none the wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can somebody please say to me how it happened? Can somebody please solve the mystery? It's almost as much as a mystery as how this jury was put together. Okay.
Objection.
This history clearly is contradictory. Hold it. Sorry, Albine. Oh, I can't say that as fuck. What? But you know, my cat. No way they contradict one another. Concur, Mr. Foreman. You refrain from persons that enjoy best in this. Oh, what? That's really frustrating thing is I thought I'd identify a genuine discrepancy there. There are a lot of questionable characters in this jargon. You might have to listen to what they have to say a few times before such. I guess no, but I guess I had to listen to her first. You really be labeling members of the jury as questionable? Oh, okay, no, sorry. I should, no, ballistics expert. Wrong. Sorry, that was me.
Objection.
These two statements clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other. Oh, a ballistics expert. pitting P-I-T-T. On the night in question, Mr. Stone was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers, but since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Stone's body either. Furthermore, so basically, the bullet must have got rid. So that's not the bullet. A bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Stone was shot. Juror number 6. Hello, my name is Villain. Pleased to meet you. This apparent contradiction in the facts is that it's so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? I have seen very similar situations in Motherland. It was night. There was blizzard. There was running away along Mountain Road in freezing cold. Golly. The snow was piling high on both sides of the road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had a hunting rifle. They were on dog sleds. Mental note, you don't ask too many questions. I was shot from behind and I fell down in snow. And this situation was very similar to what I hear today from Doctor. They could not find bullet in my body and no sign of, how do you say, exit wounds. Then where did the bullet go? See, that's the thing. I wasn't shot. Bullet never hit me. Well, it never hit you. Why did you fall down? Yeah, so wait, did he look? Okay, so no, he didn't look for a bullet hole either. Or entry wound. Bullet hit frozen wall of ice very close to my side. Oh, wait. Very close to my side. What? So he basically thought he thought he had been shot. One small piece, very sharp, broke away in a lump of ice and pierced my body. Oh, okay, so they're saying he must have hit something. The bullet must have hit something that pierced Mr. Sholmes, but he wasn't shot. It made a deep wound that looks just like bullet wound. Good gracious. Of course, a piece of ice quickly melted inside me, and that is the solution to the mystery of this disappearing bullet. But there's no ice. But that doesn't answer the question at all. The shooting happened in Pawnbroker's shop. It's not some stony mountain road in another country. You're right, just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here. Bruno, where exactly was Hurley shot again? That's gonna be it. We don't know. Well, according to the report, in his stomach, sort of around this area, I think. Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt. Pouch. Actually, I might have noticed something similar like that. So he basically, yes, a pouch where he keeps his 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his investigations. What? Really? Doctor, where is the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing? Well, the fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember. If I may. Lord Van Zeeks? While I realize it's forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination, I should inform the defense that I had the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom. Sorry? As I understand it, when the police arrived at the scene and then found Mr. Sholmes in there, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound. Ah, thanks goodness. I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment. Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all the other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Very well. While extremely unconventional during a summation examination, I must demand the prosecution present the item in question with all speed. Bring forth Mr. Herlock Sholmes' pouch. I see. Ah, so the pouch, this is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes in the night in question, is it? Look at that. One of the files is broken and the leather around it is scorched black. Almost as if the file exploded. So that night, the bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch, and it was the glass file exploding that caused the fellow's injury. This bullet did not penetrate victim, but it was deflected out into wall of shop. So no, there's only 2 bullets. A delightfully complex aroma. Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least. Though it has no bearing on the truth of this case. The bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective, and the accused shot the pawnbroker. But there's some that no, but there's still something that doesn't make any sense. So when did she shoot him? When would she have the chance to shoot him? Because there's no way she got in there without him knowing. So, and when the thing was being broken into, why would he go out? Why would she let her out? Let him out. Pertinent facts of the case remain unaltered. But at least the mystery is solved. I can sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man. Thank you very much. Glad I could help. Due to its bearing on the crime just solved, the court will sequester this scruffy pouch as evidence. Early's pouch is a scruffy. Jones' pouch. Holy, we had first time ever we have a third page of evidence. No. Okay, so see, no. Yeah, so the thing they said it deflected, but nope. We see the nope. It was not. It really scratched badly just here. Oh, the strap is broken. Look, unless we where the bullet hit, then let me see. That's very clearly a bullet. What? What the Iris, look. The behind where the broken file was. Do you see it? That's the Skulkin brothers bullet. So no, there are 3 bullets. This is an amazing discovery. This means there were 3 bullets fired at Winterbanks that night. We found exactly what that juror was talking about. The 3rd bullet. It's time to press that juror again, I think. Yeah, but we found it. So nope. Here the defense is somewhat struggling to alter opinion. Please, my lord. A little more time. After all, that could be a viable clue, and you can't afford to overlook anything here, Ryunosuke. A slow way to turn this around somehow. I'm sure of it.
Hold it!
Get to the price. It's the number of bullets that has you convinced. Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by police. When the parlor maid asks me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings. Well, that's logical, I suppose. Although, yes, sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like the fine china. Does your employer dine with thieves? So I suppose if there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position. A 3rd bullet somewhere on the scene. Could that be possible? I can prove it. Allow me to show you then the 3rd bullet.
Take that!
Here it is. We discovered it just now. Yes, on the night in question in the Winterbeck pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired.
Hold it!
What? What the hell are you talking? What is this new trickery, you Nipponese conjurer? Where did you find that bullet? It was lodged inside Mr. Soane's pouch. What? This pouch was removed from around Mr. Soane's waist before he was taken to hospital, and since then it has been touched by no one, per your words. Do you mean to say the shots fired by the Skulkin brothers that night? Yes, as your lordship has summarized, it hit this pouch, but that makes no sense whatsoever. And we already know that the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Soames is clearly visible in this photographic print. The 2 guns from the scene has already been submitted into the court record as evidence. Yes, that Mr. Winterbank and that belonging to the Skulkin brothers. An examination of both guns reveals that only a single bullet had been fired from each. But that must mean that's right. Then we now know that night on question 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the crime scene. And until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment. Ah! Ah! Now he's always like, oh, you wound me. He's like, damn it, you got me. Order, order, order. While this summation examination remains incomplete, the court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which the case against the defendant has been built. It is my prerogative in this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination. By Jupiter. What? Bailiff, bring the witnesses back to the stand at once. So basically, we're gonna go back to summation, but because of this new information, they have to retestify first. So, you fellas, witnesses, Governor, were you listening to proceedings while the defense carried out the summation examination? We was, Governor, we was. Perhaps we can dispense with the tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. A 3rd bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that? Make of it? Gov? I don't make nothing of it. Nothing. I can't help it. Is it one of yours? Go blind me, Bub. Go blind me. Not a chance. In that case, did you have an accomplice? What? What? Never. The Skulkin brothers work alone. It's just the 2 of us. That's our trademark. How soon we forget poor Skulky. Only 2 of the bullets of the crime scene originated from the firearms we have evidence. The 3rd bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it? Lummy, that's an head scratcher. Counsel for the defense. Yes. I should like to hear your thoughts regarding these news developments. The 3rd bullet and the mysterious missing firearm from whence it came. Thinking back over all of the testimony we heard and all the evidence we've seen. No, per the evidence, there can't be a 3rd gun unless there was someone else there, but we don't. I think I'm starting to form a picture of what really happened that night. My lord, I think it's clear what this 3rd bullet tells us about the Skulkin brothers. Oh, okay. Well, what answer did they want from me? Hold on. Because I think they had another gun, but oh no, only 1 gun was found on them. They must have had a secret accomplice. On that night at Winterbank's pawnbrokery, the brothers must have been working with the 3rd man. Then witnesses are clearly doing their best to cover up the existence of this accomplice. But the evidence all points to the fact that there was someone else present carrying a gun.
Objection.
But then where did that person and accomplice, you say? Pigswill. These projected proceedings already forced us to their 2 summation examinations. Yet in all that time, there has been nothing murmur of a 3rd man, if this apparently worthless being exists. The court must be shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed. The prosecutor demand answers on 2 counts. Firstly, proof, evidence that this accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. And secondly, the identity of this spurious character. Skulkins are lying, I know that. But how can I ascertain the identity of the person they're hiding? Well, counsel? Oh, I know. Hold on. Before I do that, let me. Hey, Iris, you got any more of that thing? Oh, Bruno, look, this blood. I'm gonna. Hey, who wants to be $100? Is gonna be green. Yes, you're right. Just this. Oh well, no, a different color actually, not green, because they. No, maybe no. It will be green because that's not Herlock's blood on the thing. No, it's gonna be green. Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed that before. Then it's my time to shine again. Thought I'd be waiting forever. All right, hold still while we get this done quickly, Iris. In a flash. Ooh, pay up, pay up, pay up. I called it. Ooh, a lovely bright shade again. Wait, that color, what is it? It's just that green is, it's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? Blood samples. So the only thing is we know the thing's blood on the glove was green too, right? Hold on, let me check it again. Was it green? Or no, his was purple. Okay, no, his was purple. And Mr. Thing was blue. Green, they're both green, yeah, so we know who it is. I'm supposed to prove the existence of this accomplice and reveal the person's identity even. In response to the prosecution's demand, my lord, the defense is ready to present answers. Defense is ready. I believe I can provide all the answers the prosecution demands. So, my Nipponese friend, despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. This promises to be interesting. Double slap. Nope, don't single slap. We're not serious. Okay, lock in. Get it twisted. I can answer the question. I need to push forward. I need to use every single piece of evidence available to me if it will make a difference. In that case, counsel, I would ask you to present the evidence without delay. On the night in question, in the moments leading up to the death of the victim, what proof have you that there was a third intruder? Okay, let me see. I don't know how they're gonna want me to tell them or to show it.
Take that!
The evidence is right here in this portfolio. By Jove, that portfolio again, is it? Do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific. You claim one of those blood samples proved the presence of this third intruder. Well, which one is it? So it's this, but is it this picture? Okay, so I'm guessing since we showed this picture already, it's gonna be this. Okay, is it this?
Take that!
No, this is the blood sample that proves it. No, okay. Okay, no. Okay. Okay.
Take that!
Is this picture?
Take that!
What am I looking at here? There appears to be some green pants just like around the bullet hole in the middle of the calendar. That's a blood stain, my lord. A blood stain. Green blood? Curious, even for you. Is the court to understand that the intruder was some inhuman creature? It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes, by the great detective. New invention. Stop. Not yet appeared in the story. Stop. Is this you see? It doesn't have a name yet though. The fogger sprays a chemical that reacts with different elements in people's blood to change color. Different elements of people's blood? Yes. Everyone's blood is slightly different, you see? Because it's made up of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is. Oh, that brings a whole extra dimension to looking at blood. Talk of blood in courtroom. Stop. Very exciting. Stop. As an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Winterbank. Ah, a striking blue. Yes. So you see, this green color of this blood stain on the calendar shows that somebody else was shot in the main part of the shop. Now hold their fire right there. Could be for some unrelated incident, couldn't it? No, it's not unrelated. The date showing the calendar is the date on which Winterbeck was killed. By golly, yeah, we covered that the first time, man. Come on, keep up. Therefore, we can assume whoever was shot on the same day. Then whose blood is it? Well, the Selke brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries, which means that it must be Murder made the blood of somebody else. The third intruder, in fact.
Objection!
Who's it? Oh, I guess that's next one. Wait. One second. Hold on. What? No. Whose identity to the court? The court is still waiting to hear. You can't delay this any longer, my learned Jack friend. Who is this alleged third intruder? Well, this is not his name, but it's this guy. This person.
Take that!
Is this person. The man's name is Eggert Benedict. Eggert Benedict? Who on earth are you talking about, counsel? He paid a visit to Winterbank's pawnbrokery on the afternoon before the incident took place. When the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article into her possession. That's right. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Eggert Benedict, then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force. Oh, and he did have a gun. Broker. Yes, sir? I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed. Oh, so my guess is he probably didn't know that he went there to look for the disc, but he probably didn't know that the police had the disc. So because he obviously didn't find it there, he's like, oh, well, don't leave any tracks. The article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel. And needless to say, and any news about this too. Inspector Gregson was there at the time. He can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspectors himself who took this. Can you corroborate his account, Inspector? Yes, my lord. That's more or less what happened. And in the interest of the court, interest being thorough, I asked Winterbeck for a print showing the fellow taken from one of his red-handed recorder Gubbinses. Yes, that's him talking to Mr. Winterbeck at that morning. You claim this man to be the brother's accomplice? Well, Mr. and Mrs. Culkin, never seen that geezer before in my life. On me life, Grub. On me life, never seen him. Well, somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears our witnesses disagree with the assertion. I'm sure you'll also recall my learned Nipponese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice. Yes, and I can. Then, show us the evidence. I agree. We must see proof that the clean-cut gentleman in the program is a filthy criminal you say he is. It's the same thing we presented before. This is the last piece of evidence. I've had a feeling that something has been missing from this trial from the very start, but now it's going to drag its pricking extremely into the courtroom. Are you ready to present your answer to the court then, counsel? Just so I don't have to... Yes, my lord. The defense will present the evidence now. Proof that the man in the picture, that the person stuck by the third pellet. It's the thing. It's in here again.
Take that!
The proof is right here in this portfolio. Go to gracious counsel. Does that portfolio contain the answers to every question posed? I see you share my interest in colored liquids, my Nipponese friend, but enough. The court demands to see further evidence. Which is, for example, proves the man you identified was shot by the bullet at the scene of the crime. This one. Now it's this one.
Take that!
As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted deceitfully, admittedly, to reclaim this disc from Windibanks, which is when the aforementioned Edgar Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no? That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. I was following this, that it was following this that a minor incident occurred. But of course, sir, here is a disc for you. Very well. Now I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute. That disc is mine. Ah, what do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal. Being amused about this, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions all over its surface. Those protrusions cause Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed, and the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now. Goodness, a bloodstain, is it? My assistant and I have just analyzed the bloodstain here in this very courtroom, using my trusty Fogger gun. Yes, and we added the results to this portfolio. I say, it's green. It's exactly the same color as the blood around the calendar. The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Edgar Benedict, who was in Windibanks earlier in that day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that same night. So there was someone else. Look at the two brothers now. They're sweating buckets. Boy, who are you talking about? It's boiling in here. My lord, it is the opinion of the defense that Mr. Edgar Benedict could be summoned to the courtroom to testify. We're certainly seen that way. We can ill afford to ignore this gentleman's appearance in court.
Objection!
This has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Sherlock Holmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories from the vulgar classes. For the vulgar class, a god of detection or some such. He's gonna bring up well, this isn't admissible in court. And now you employ chemical substances to divide by this fantastical persona in the highest court of the land? Hold on. The highest court of the land? Yes, you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. So the bloodstain turned a shade of green. What of it? Here's to use statistically proven that no other blood in the world will turn the same color. Ah, well. He's right about that. And pray, do not even think it's just that we should take Mr. Stone's word for it. Is he right? Is Mr. Stone's construction a load of rubbish? I don't know. I mean, he is a great detective. What are you talking about? Yeah, so that's the hard thing to prove. I knew it would come to this. Of course, Mr. Stone's invention isn't going to be recognized by any official body. But what other choice did I have? Yeah, it's hard to prove that. I'm just remembering what Father Christus over there said before about how he was temporarily suspending the summation examination. In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it? Good grief. What did you just say, young girl? And in summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it? So the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people think of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now. Yes, she's right. Young lady, you have quite the devious mind. It really just comes down to one thing. Does the jury believe whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury believe are convinced by what you say, Bruno. Is that about right? What would you say? Or did I misunderstand something? Unbelievable. C is a tensai. Mr. Sean's partner is a force to be reckoned with. Iris Wilson, sharpshooter. After that shrewd persist of the situation from an entirely unexpected source, it must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion. This is absurd. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for its final leanings in this matter. As proud a citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I'm sure you will come to a fair and just conclusion. So then, state your final decisions in turn, please.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Not guilty.
So 4-2. So, nope, the trial must continue. So therefore, 2 called guilty and 4 called not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination.
Objection.
Damn it! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision. On what grounds? If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt. I'm sorry, Lord Van Zieks, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. This trial will continue. Ah! Ah! Like, damn it, we haven't found him. Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defense has very reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. But, sadly, I fear that will be impossible. Yeah, the person has to be, you have to find the person. The name the gentleman gave for himself, Edgar Benedict, is quite clearly false. Yeah, obviously. Just when I managed to prove the man was there at the time. Could I say something? Who was that, please? Who spoke? It was me, my lord. She knows who he is. Juror number 5. I know who that is. What have you to say, madam? If possible. Inspector? Me? Ma'am? I know who that is. I wonder if you might show the photo to me. Again, the one which the gentleman has shown. Right. Yes, this one you mean? Of Mr. Benedict? Yes, I know who this is. Yes, I know who this is. There's no doubt in my mind. I know who this is. Juror number 5? You don't mean to say you know this man? Yes, I know him. What? No. Good gracious. Yeah, I know who this is. Order, order, order. Juror number 5, how on earth? I am a communications officer. Stop. As we can clearly see, the gentleman in the photo is stop. Also a communications officer. Stop. He works in my office. Stop. A very talented operator, in fact, related to the leaking of information. He's a spy. He should be in the communication station now. Stop. Tapping away on the telegraph. Stop. This doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but yeah, the odds that her knowing it seems incredibly rigged. Suppose we all imagine that Thomas would be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out he has a respectable job by day, whatever he gets up to at night. Yes, I suppose that's it. He's a spy. Yes, he's a spy. So that's why I felt he was. If a gentleman is at London's communication station, we should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Van Zieks, if you please. Yes, my lord. Make the necessary arrangements, with all haste, as your lordship bids. The court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson. Yes, my lord? I should like to hear it from you specifically about the events at the pawnbrokery on the day in question. Get to my chambers during the recess. Yes, sir, my lord. Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. Oh my goodness. We're going ham. Hold on. But yeah. So I guess I was wrong. That's I was like, oh, there's only 2 bullets. The nose. Ah, Gina, how are you holding up? I'm starting to feel quite warmly towards her freaking cold shoulders now. Vinny, are you alright? Why aren't you saying anything? What's the point, eh? Why go to all this trouble and fight so hard for the likes of me? What? You're still doing this? Come on, you're still doing this act? Well, you saw that picture. What picture? Oh, you mean this photograph taken by Hurley's red-handed recorder. There must be a good reason. Well, I didn't think it would have captured a scene like this, that's for sure. It's hopeless. Anyone who sees us gonna think I did it, aren't they? Well, I won't pretend it wasn't a bit of shock when the prosecution first presented it to the court. Surely you've got to have your doubts about me now. You can't still think I'm innocent. Of course I can. Vinny, why don't you talk to us? Why don't you talk to us? Tell us what really happened that night. Eh? We just cleverly managed to piece together a lot of new information. Still, it would be way helpful, insanely helpful if you just told us. You told us what happened because he never did. He hasn't, or she never did and hasn't yet. And so we really like to hear from you. All right then. It was after we'd had the dinner together at your place, right, Iris? Then we all had a chat up in your office, didn't we? Yes, I remember. The Hound of Baskervilles. After that, I just couldn't get to sleep. So I slipped out and went down the street to Winterbank's place. I had to know if Iris was there or not. The Hound of the Baskervilles. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it's about or nothing. You've asked me. There's something in it that Sean don't like. Something what he don't want people reading. Or what they lied. That's why he lied to Iris about sticking it in love with Winterbank for safekeeping. At least that's what I thought at the time. But she saw it. So you broke into Winterbank's. I just had to know if it was there or not. I mean, I had no idea all that was going to kick off, did I? I struck the lock and stuck inside. It was as dark as you like in there. So I gave the old William a little bit of weight, and that's when Mr. Windrack, what do you think you're doing? Ah! I nearly died. I did. The next thing I knew, I grabbed the gun on this planner and was waving in the air like, I don't know what. So basically, this is the thing. It's like, oh, I don't want to shoot you. Ah, you're the girl who was in here last afternoon. I didn't think the pickpocket went in for armed robbery. The manuscript. Have you got it in here? Did Sholmes leave a load of papers with you? A story? I beg your pardon? The hound of the something or other. If it's in here, I want to see it. I'm sorry, young lady, but I'd sooner die than relinquish an item belonging to one of my customers. So that must be what he She said, "Oh no, I don't want to. I don't want to steal it. No, I don't want to steal it. Steal it. I wanted to see it. I don't want it. What would I do with it anyway? I just want to see it. It's in here. In if it's here, that's all. Oh, you want to see it? Do you? I want to know if someone's really pawned it here or not. Please, just let me see it, or I'll go." Yeah. Oh, very well then. I guess it's. But for pity's sake, put the gun down. Don't stop waving my gun around, would you? So that's why she was in there. So then the old couple unlocked the storeroom door, and we both went inside. Yeah, so that's why we found it open. And it was there all right, the manuscript. Some weren't lying here after all. You did it all. You did all that just to check for me, Ginny? Anyway, then there was a bit of a hiccup up in the main bit of the shop. The Skulking brother was arriving on the scene, yes. What was that? What was that noise? Someone's breaking in. Dear me, is there some burglars convention here tonight or what? That I don't know about? I think I forgot to shut the door behind me. Sorry. I better go and take care of it. Could I possibly have my gun back? Oh, well, I'll come with you then. No. Now don't be a foolish young girl. You must stay right here. Don't leave this room under any circumstance. He was still watching out for her. And with that, he took the gun out of his hands and walked him back out into the shop. I hung back in the store like he said, grading me ears in the dark to hear what was going on. It sounded like they got into a bit of a scrap. I started to think I should help. See? So I was supposed to go out in the storeroom myself when... Two, bang, bang! I heard a couple of shots go off. Two, I think, almost at the same time. So then where he was, lying at my feet, face down on the floor. I was right next to the storeroom door, so I slammed it shut and locked it quite quickly as you like. Quick as you like. Because you thought whoever had shot Mr. Winterbank might come for you. Yeah. So I went to grab the old Cove's gun. I figured I'd put up a fight at least. But when I got a better look at him, I knew. Winterbank was a goner. It felt funny in my head all of a sudden, kind of dizzy. Shock. After that, I don't remember nothing. Yeah, so she must have picked up the gun. She must have picked up the gun. It was because he was so afraid. That must be when he passed out. If I hadn't done what I'd done, the old Cove might have still been alive. Might still be alive. Did you tell police everything you just told us? Of course I did it, but they didn't believe a word of it. Did they? All they said was, if I kept telling lies, I'd make them things even worse for me. Yeah, nowadays stuff like that, they would lose their jobs if they did stuff like that. If the police ever did stuff like that, well, not to say that they don't, but you know, hopefully not make things even worse for myself. Worse for me. It'll be all right, Ginny. Don't worry. Just stay strong a little longer. We're just about to put the real covers through the mill. That code, what was there in the afternoon? That Edgar Benedict. I still remember how he looked at me, like I was nothing. He was there that night. He was there that night? We don't know his real name yet, but I'm convinced that he's involved somehow. Anyway, thank you for telling us what happened, Gina. I appreciate your honesty. You what? You can leave it in all of Bruno's capable hands now, Ginny. Mr. Naruto. Yes? How come you trust me? I don't get it. I mean, have you forgotten what happened here before? Come on, it was only 2 months ago. Me and McGilded, we told you a whole pack of lies. And you get the bog trotter off with him, even though he was a killer. No, I could never forget that. Oh, I did what I thought was the best at the time, but the pain of the arrow of judgment doesn't get any easier to bear. Still, don't forget that I also made you a promise. I told you that I'd be on your side to the bitter end, no matter what. Wait, what if I'm lying? You'd be working to get another killer off the hook, for all you know. I was once in your position, Gina. I was the accused at a trial. Well, you were? Before I left Japan, I was accused of murder. And as strange as it might sound, the circumstances this time were pretty damning. I was sure that no one would believe me, that I hadn't done it. Oh, Runo. But there was one person who stood up for me, who believed in me, and was prepared to defend me. My best friend, Kazuma. Ryunosuke, no one believes in you more than I do. Leave this to me. All you need to do is put your faith in me, and I'll do the rest. I was so happy I cried. But even then, somewhere inside me, I couldn't help thinking, surely he doesn't really believe in me. Not completely. But look to us. But I was wrong. As soon as my trial began, it was obvious that he had absolute unwavering belief in me. And in turn, I developed an absolute unwavering belief in him. Since then, I came to realize, if you want someone to believe in you, you have to believe in the other person first. What are you saying? If he wants her to believe in him, he has to believe in her. I want you to believe in me. I promise you, Gina, that no matter what happens, I'll keep believing in you. So when you don't need to worry, I won't let you down. Even though I'm a diver and a no good liar, you're not like McGilded. I know that. That's right. You're our friend, Ginny. Iris. We know you better than you think. And we've come to the conclusion that you're someone we can trust. Yes, that's really all we need to know. Exactly. Mr. Naruto, I Defendant Gina Lestrada and her legal rep. Court proceedings are about to be resumed. Please head into the courtroom immediately. Yes, of course. Thank you. Cosmos, I've been both the defendant and the defended lawyer in my time, but I knew only too well just how hard it was to put all your faith in another. And I also knew just how hard it was to bear the burden of another putting all their faith in you. This is it, at least, at last. The final chapter, the final battle. Wish me luck, Susato-san, and I hope you're watching over me, too, partner. I hereby call this court to order as we resume the trial of Mr. Gina Lestrada. Hold on, I want to save and see. Is this? I don't think that we're on part 3. Oh no, we are on part 3. Okay. Okay. Well, no. Let's see. We can hear. I hereby call this court to order as we resume the trial of Miss Gina Lestrada. Lord Vances, have you successfully subpoenaed the witness? The subpoena was delivered to the communication station where the man works immediately, my lord. However, the heavy rain has delayed the arrival of the carriage at the scene. I see. So let us turn our attention to Inspector Quigley, presence of the case heard by the court this morning. The glaring omission of the third bullet in your report is a serious blunder, Inspector. Yes, I can only apologize, my lord. And although the defense's chemical lance of the blood at the state makes for a compelling argument, it is not that cannot permit such an untried method to be used as evidence in my courtroom. Hmm. It's a big mistake to cross Hurley and me. A very big mistake. My lord, the subpoena witness has just arrived in the building. Thank you, officer. Go home to the stand without delay. Mr. Edgar Benedict. I didn't expect to be crossing paths with him again so soon. But certainly not like this. Thank you for complying with the court's subpoena at such an order, sir. But of course, my lord, as an upstanding member of London society, it is my pleasure to oblige. Now, kindly say your name and occupation for the record. Ashley Graydon, Communications Officer. Mr. Graydon and I both work at London Central Communications Station. Now, perhaps somebody will kindly explain what all this is about. You were appraised of the situation by the court officer on your way here, I presume? Yes, I was. Hold on one sec. Yes, I was. Something to do with a murder that took place at a pawnbroker's on Baker Street. And some nonsense about me having been there on the night in question. That is the accusation indeed. This really is beyond a joke, you know. Very well, without further delay, the court will hear your testimony now, Mr. Graydon. AG, you will respond to the accusation made against you under oath. Gladly, my lord. Gladly. Accusation. Naturally, I have the occasion to make use of pawnbroking services from time to time. I have occasion, but are you seriously just as included with these thugs that break into the place in the night of the murder? I have no intention of admitting to such an outrageous accusation. Even in certain parties here present claim that my blood was found at the scene. Some Scaramouche detective's homebrewed tincture can hardly be taken as serious evidence. So, you deny the accusations completely, do you? I must say, I am dismayed. For the highest court in the land to be swayed by this self-professed detective's toy. It was the will of the jury, and our great British justice system demands the jury's will is upheld. And it would seem we have the misfortune of a most inept assembly of jurors today. By golly, how long am I expected to be detained here? If following the defense's cross-examination, your involvement in this matter has not been established, you will be free to leave immediately. Good. I shall be away in time for afternoon tea. Some small consolation at least. Let us not hold up Mr. Grace Graydon any longer than necessary. Counsel, proceed with cross-examination. So we meet again, Mr. Edgar Benedict. Or is it Mr. Graydon? My apologies. You are Rinosuke Naruhodo, defense lawyer. We have met. If you say so, Ashley Graydon. Enchanté. So. Huh? I trust we can conclude this quickly. But I'm not holding your flashy hat while we do. But we're gonna save this for tomorrow. I have a feeling this part is gonna go on for a while, so. And it won't even be the end of it either. So we're gonna save it for tomorrow because it's already like midnight and I don't want to stay up too long. So yes, that is gonna be it for me. So as always, if you like what you saw, please consider leaving a like and following me on Twitter. No, I always want to say Facebook when I do the outro. I don't know why. I don't even have a Facebook. But yeah, follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Blue Sky for the stream VODs, stream tweets, and posts, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, hopefully I will see you in the next stream. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.
Mysterious right from the start. Something set you apart. We're in a persona. Those eyes don't see into show or tell. Hiding yourself. So it has to be wrong. Why do I sense there's something on your mind? What is it you can't find? Let's reach out.